Hello, in this tutorial I will show you how to make your first cheese in Blender. So let's get started. First, select the cube and go to edit mode and select one of the faces. Drag it down like this. Now we will need to scale it down. So press S and Y, scale it down this size, hit enter. And select now the other face and scale it up by pressing S, then Y, and scale it to be this size. I think this is great. I will scale it more. This is better. Now go to the object mode and press right mouse, then shade smooth, and go to the data and go to normals and auto smooth, and press shift A, mesh, UV sphere, and drag it here. If you don't know where to find it, press here, add mesh and UV sphere, and right mouse and shade smooth. Now press 7 on the number pad. If you can't see it, if you don't have a number pad, go to view and viewpoint and top number pad 7. After this, use shift D and duplicate it, and shift D again, shift D and shift D like 5 times, and scale them randomly like this, this size, at this size, make this one small. Now start replace them on the top of the cube. Let's start replace them. Place one here, place the other one, now place them all. Place them in places so they look more realistic. Shift D. We will need more spheres, as I think, and like scale it down by pressing S and shift D. If you want to press 7 on the number pad. If you want to scale them on like a percentage scale, do shift D and press S, then like 5, like 5 is too much, like 3, hit enter, place it here. I think this is good. 3, then 1 on the number pad and shift D, make this one smaller by pressing S and drag it down, and this one make it a little bit bigger, drag it down by pressing S and drag it up and scale it up, this place, and shift D. I think for the sake of this tutorial I will just make like a few ones. I will not make it perfect. Shift D, like here. This size, this one will be bigger. I think this is looking good. We'll need one from here. Scale it up. I think this is good. Now select the spheres from the first one to the last one. We have here about 16 spheres, and press Ctrl J. After this, go to the data and hit auto smooth. Click on the auto smooth. Now the next step is we will select our cube and add modifier and boolean. In the object, click on the sphere and add solve option, click on self, enter selection. After this, we're going to the sphere, into the object property, in the viewport, and change the display from texture to bounds. As you see, now we have our cheese. If you don't like what you have, you want to change something, just go to the sphere and go to the edit mode and go here under select and press on none and select one of the spheres and move it like this sphere. Move it place you want it. Take this one, select none, press L, move it here. After this, we will go to the select none and press L. We will scale this up. And select none, press L, select this here, move it here till it disappear. Yes, like this. I think this is looking good. Then press L, drag it up. I think this is looking good. Now go to the object mode, see if you like what you have, and go to the material tab and add new. Select the cube, add new material. After you add in your new material, what we will need, go to the roughness and give it a number of 0.4, and for the specular give it about 0.6 and hit enter. And the surface give it about 0.27, give it a yellowish color, like something between yellow and orange, like this. And this one more orange. I think this is looking good. This one I will make it whiter, like this. So this is our material. Go here, make sure the sphere is not rendered as in the final scene. Now let's make a floor. Press Shift A and plane S55, then enter and drag it down. Think like this. This is good. Go here, go to the edit mode and click on edge select. Click here and press E and Z and drag it up. Press enter. Now go to the object mode. Now let's make our lighting. First select the light. This is our light, and go to the air. 1000. Now we will want it like 6000. I think 6000 look well. Move it here at the top of our object. Scale it up like this. Press 7 on the number pad and make a duplicate. Make 2. One from here, one from here. Like this. Now give the power of those arrows to about 500 and the other one 500. Just the middle one, give it 6000. Now let's set up our camera. So from here, setting, press Ctrl Alt 0 and N on the number pad, and go to view and select camera to view. Now and rotate your camera to the place you want. I think here is a good place, I think. Remove it, press N. Now what you will need to do, if you're happy with your fromage or your cheese, go to it, go to modifier, and go to apply the modifier. Why I want to do this? I want to duplicate it and I want to reshape it, replace it here. Here, press L. I think something like this will do the job. I think something like this from here. Then press it here. This is good. Now give the flora material. I will give it just a black material, I think. And go to the word settings and give it make it a black also. And go to the render engine and change it from EV to cycle and from CPU to GPU. I prefer to give it a sample about 200 and the performance about like 80. Now let's hit render and see what we got till now. Now we will see our final result. Let's see if I make any mistake here. The spheres not rendering, cube, camera, cube 1. See, I select the GPU, as I think, yes, everything correct. As you see, this is our fromage or cheese. I hope you like this tutorial. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you want any tutorial about any specific thing, just put a comment there in this video. I think this cheesy look good and look delicious. It's not perfect, it's not a perfect cheese, but it's a fast tutorial. I hope you like this tutorial, and let's meet in the second video.